You know, when you've lied to yourself for so many months, for so many years, you've been lying to yourself about something, and eventually you start to believe that lie as true. It becomes kind of like your alibi, you know, and you start to believe that, you know what, it's starting to become true. That was me in 2017. I'd been coaching for a few months, and I knew that I wanted to do something different in my business. The Holy Spirit was nudging me. And every month I would tell my coaches, next month is the month I'm going to create a high ticket coaching offer, a premium value offer. At the time, I didn't know it was high ticket. I just called it a premium, high quality, high value offer, you know, that would support clients at the highest level, that would feel like me. So I'll be doing the work that I quit my job to do. Because yeah, I'm selling these $7,500, $10,000 and $25,000 coaching offers, but I don't feel like my clients are getting the value that they're here to get. They're getting results, great results, but I promise you the experience could be better. So I want something valuable, something authentic that looks and feels like me, and I'm going to birth that. I'm going to do that, but I don't know how. And at the time, I had hundreds of scripts, hundreds of different funnels that I had paid for and invested in, hundreds of different strategies and formulas and templates, plug and play. You don't have to think about it. Just copy my strategy, copy my formula, and build your business. It felt like a coaching business in a kit. And then one day, the Holy Spirit nudged me again and said, Mimi, are you doing the work that you're here to do at your highest level? Are you playing the game that you came to play? And every month, I'll create the new alibi. I'm going to do it next month. But then the next month, I'll tweak my coach's template. If I was doing parenting coaching, I'll tweak it to fit my parenting coaching offers. If I was doing relationship coaching, I'll tweak it for that. Marriage rehab coaching, I'll tweak it. Divorce coaching, I'll tweak it. Bounce back from divorce coaching, I'll tweak it. Life coaching, spiritual life coaching, faith coaching, business coaching, I was career coaching. I was doing all of the things, you know, because I didn't want to fit myself into a box. Only square-minded people fit themselves into a box. They didn't niche down. And, you know, the Holy Spirit guided me towards Ephesians 2:10 and Philippians 2:13 and said, are you aligned? Are your coaching offers aligned with God's purpose for the work that the Holy Spirit is doing through you? Or are you doing and selling offers that are aligned with your coach's purpose for the work God is doing through your coach? Why haven't you raised your prices? Why haven't you raised the investment to work with you? Why haven't you up-leveled your offers? What are you waiting for? And you know, at the time, because I was getting all these things from different coaches and just copying them, I felt like I was growing a coaching business that wasn't me. It had nothing to do with me. I was just playing along for the ride, because after all, I'm getting paid good money. I was selling 25K offers, 10K offers. I was making good money, but I wasn't making the money that supported the quality of life that I wanted for myself, that I chose for myself, so I can have the discretionary wealth and income, the discretionary profits, to do the work with the charities that I wanted, to give the amount of money I wanted to give to my church, to support my family, to support my community. I wasn't doing the thing I wanted to do. I didn't have the creative flexibility, the time freedom, the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to work with at most 5 or 6 clients. I wanted to have exquisite experiences that went deeper and one-on-one. And here I was just filling in blanks with other people's templates, asking how, asking where, asking what am I supposed to be doing with my coaching business. I was waiting for some guru coach, you know, to give me some stamp of approval, give me permission to sell high ticket, to tell me that I was ready to sell high ticket. I was ready to raise the investment to work with me from 25K to 100K or 250K or $1 million. I was waiting because I didn't know how to create high ticket coaching offers. I didn't know how to price high ticket coaching offers. I did not know how to position and message high ticket coaching offers. I didn't know how to sell high ticket coaching. Like, wasn't there a special school you had to go to for that? And then one day the Holy Spirit whispered to me, there's only one person that gets to decide, and that's you. You're the only one who gets to decide when you raise the investment to work with you, when you up-level the value of your coaching offers. Because you know what, Mimi? You've been more than enough all along. You have known all along. You've been the validation you've been seeking all along, and you're the permission that you're asking for. And you've known it and been it all along. So 6 months after I created my first $7,500 offer, and on the 10K offers, I've sold the 25K offers, I made the quiet decision, no fireworks, just me deciding right here on my desk to grow a coaching business that I wanted. One that looks like me, one that feels like me, one that supports me to show up at my highest level, that challenges me to serve at my deepest level, and that uses every gift that God has given me. It was time for me to finally make room for the things that I cared about, for the clients that I wanted to work with, not the ones that I thought I was qualified to serve. It was time for me to sell the offer that truly was going to make the impact in the world based on the gifts that God gave specifically to me. And here's why that matters. It matters because I see so many women coaches stuffing a $250K offer into a $25K package. It's like they're auditioning for permission. Women come in all the time, and they've been in these great masterminds where the guru coaches have programmed them to sell 10K offers, have groomed them to sell 15K offers, telling them that's all the market is willing to pay for. What market? Screw the market. You're here for your people. Your people are the market. Stop auditioning for permission to sell the offer and raise the prices of your coaching offers. Stop auditioning for permission to build a business that you truly want. So you're trying to blend in with everybody else, and nobody calls you greedy. Whatever. Give yourself permission to let go of the things that don't fit who God says you are. Give yourself permission to let go of the things that don't fit you in your coaching business. Let it go. Let it go so that you can be more of who God says that you are. Because when you be more of who God says you are, you remember who you are, and you get to be the one who knows the thing to do. You don't ask how. You already know, and you've known all along. So I'm not here in this video to ask anything of you. My invitation is to simply remember who you are so we can go ahead now and create your high-ticket coaching offer. That's it. Simply remember who you are, because the woman who remembers who she is the woman that knows what to do and how to do it. Okay? So if you don't have a high-ticket coaching offer, a premium high-ticket coaching offer that you already love and that you know is serving at your highest level, then go to momsinsales.com or christianmomsinsales.com and download the 100K high-ticket coaching offer playbook. You can use that to create any amount, any investment amount, because it's tied specifically to your gifts and your prosperous womb. You don't need a high-ticket sales surrogate. You don't need to borrow somebody else's strategy womb or copy anybody else to have and birth your prosperous high-ticket coaching offer baby. You can midwife your gifts yourself. And why is it that I focus so much on midwifing gifts? It's the reason why I called my business the Prosperous Womb. Because you see, God has given you, just like David and Jeremiah, God already gave you everything that you need. You have everything that you need to do the work you're here to do in the world at your highest level. And your gifts that God gave you are the things that are going to bring you before great men. I call great men your premium high-ticket coaching clients who move fast with zero excuses into the offer because they know the value of the investment is a drop in the bucket. They know the price of the investment is a drop in the bucket for the value they co-create with you in their marriage, in their relationship, in their business, in their parenting, in their mindset, in their career, in whatever it is that you're coaching in. This works for every niche. And here's why you get to trust God, partner with God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and midwife your gifts. This is why you create a high-ticket coaching offer, okay? This is why. You are the only person, you are the only one who has access to all of the gifts that God has given you. And you're the only one that gets to use the gifts that God has given you. And right now, 99% of women coaches are using their coaches' gifts. They're using those gurus on Instagram, their gifts. They're using everybody else's gifts for their own. They haven't yet tapped into their prosperous womb. And here's the beauty, because this is going to support you when it comes to pricing and charging the value of your work. You don't take anything away from anyone else when you midwife those gifts, the raw gifts God has given you. When you midwife those gifts, you don't take anything away from anybody else because they have their own gifts. They have just forgotten how to midwife them because they don't remember who they are. So you get to midwife all of the gifts. You're the only one that gets to use them. And whatever gift you don't use dies with you when you die. Why would you want to do that? God has given you a specific set of gifts that are tied to the specific experiences you're going to have in the world. That are tied to the specific trainings, the journey, the life, everything, the trainings, the life, the education that you have in the world. There's a sequence and a combination of events that is exclusively yours. And those gifts are tied to it. And all of those things together work together for the good of your client. And when you take only one gift and then take 10 of your coach's gifts and their template, and you create an offer, the messaging does not align, so your client can't hear you, and they don't hear what you're saying, they don't resonate with you, so it doesn't land for them, they don't feel heard, valued, or seen, so they don't buy the offer. Then you say, you know what, maybe I tried to sell that 100K offer, that 200K offer, it didn't sell. Of course it didn't sell. It wasn't your offer, it was your guru coach's offer. How do you midwife your gifts? You're the only one that has access to it. Your coach does not. I don't. No one does. That's why I'm inviting you to go download that playbook and access your gifts. Go to momsinsales.com or christianmomsinsales.com. God made only one of you and gave you everything, like David and Jeremiah, when you were wonderfully and fearfully made in your mother's womb and knit in your mother's womb. He gave you everything that you need for this high-ticket coaching offer, the premium, highest level offer. Why would you want to show up in the world and half-ass it? Why would you want to show up in the world with 1/10 of the gifts that God has given you? So tap into your prosperous womb, download the playbook and tap into your womb and midwife the gifts, the ones that you've judged, the ones that you've said are bad, the ones that are in your shadow, the ones that people say are too much. You're never too much for God. The ones that make you feel weird and quirky and make you stand out, the ones that distinguish you and set you above everybody else. Midwife those gifts, because you need that sequence, that combination that is exclusively only you, that is tied to a very specific high-ticket coaching client and the answer to her prayers. It is what is tied to your messaging, and you're the only one who can access it. So what are you waiting for? Why haven't you done this? Drop in the comments below. Why don't you have a 100K offer yet? Why don't you have a 250K offer yet? Why are you playing small and waiting for somebody to give you permission to do a thing that you know you want if you're watching this video, because you know you want it, but you want to blend in like every other mainstream coach and smile politely while you undercharge? That's not your ambition. You have zero ambition to smile politely and undercharge. You have zero ambition to show up and underserve. You have zero ambition to sell 10K and 25K offers. Deprogram yourself from that crap. So here's the thing. Midwife the gifts and then turn all of those gifts into your highest level, high ticket coaching offer using your prosperous womb. No surrogate. You already have everything. You already know everything. Midwife it. When you start working on that and you say, you know what, I need support with this, God will allow, the Holy Spirit in you doing the work through you will align you with a specific coach that will support you to do this at your highest level. It doesn't have to be me. I work with 5 to 6 women every year. That was the business that I wanted to create for myself. And you got to choose. Do I work with 10 women, 20 women? It's a depth game. It's a relationship game, a connection game. It's not a transaction and a volume game. So you're not going for 50 people or 100 people except if you choose to. I play the game where I go deeper at my highest level. And I know what I want that to feel like on my nervous system. So what do you want yours to feel like? That's the business that you get to create. So you stop lying to yourself every month, pretending that is the business that you already have. It's not. Pretending that the money you're making is good enough. It's not. There's so many more people you can be able to bless. There's so much more time, freedom, flexibility to do other things that God has put in your life. Those hobbies and those passions, that's not just a passing fancy. That is part of the experience you're here to have on earth, in the universe. Because those passions and hobbies bless other people too, including yourself. And they make you better, so you show up and fill your hole in the wall, your little hole that you have in the world. That is you. All of those things make you who you are, so you can show up and be a bigger blessing in the world. So when you midwife the gifts, once your gifts are aligned with who you are, the offer is aligned with who you are, and you're so excited about it because it feels so much like you, it's going to match the message. Everything shifts because now you up-level your messaging to start speaking to clients who are excited to invest in themselves at the highest level. And then all of a sudden, they show up on your application page, on your website, in your DMs, and they ask, how can I work with you? Because for the first time in a sea of 1,000 coaches, you're the only one that I resonate with. It seems like you hear me, you know me, yeah, because my gifts that God gave me are tied to the gifts and the thing and the results that you want very specifically. So the tone of my gifts matches the thing that creates resonance in your body. So when you hear me, you feel like, oh my gosh, Jennifer, where have you been all my life? And they park the car and they cry because they say, I feel so naked in front of her. Like, how does she, I feel so held, so valued. It's like she's listening to me. It's like we had a conversation on the phone and now she's telling me how she can support me, but she's never met me. That's how that creates the resonance. It's when you show up as all of you in your authentic, beautiful self that God created. That is when you will attract the clients who show up and say, where have you been all my life? And then you share with messaging they aligned with that speaks to the thing that is most important to them about the outcome. That speaks to the thing that is most useful to them about the outcome. That speaks to the thing that is most valuable to them. That speaks to the thing that they care about having that baby, about having the divorce feel like cashmere on their nervous system, about their parenting, about the relationship with their husband, about losing the weight, and for the first time having sex with their husband with the lights on and looking at themselves in the mirror and not feeling disgusted with themselves. For the first time, they get to feel that simply because of your message, because you didn't dilute it to become version 2.0, because it was tied to your offer. This all starts with midwifing the gift for the offer. That's where the messaging comes from. That's where the pricing, the investment to work with you comes from. So don't ask, how do I price my coaching offers? What's the full lifetime value of the gifts combined into that offer? When she quits smoking cigarette, what's the value of that for her over the next 25 years? How is that going to help her in her career? How is that going to help her as a leader, as a manager, as a CEO? How is that going to support her to show up? How is that going to support her to be healthier and well and spend more time with her family and have quality of life relationships? How is that going to support her to not get sick and spend so much money on cigarettes and medication? How is that going to support her to not have lung cancer? How is that going to support her to do the thing and show up as herself? When she loses the 100 pounds and she goes to the office and she's managing a team of 25 people, how does she walk into that room? How does she feel about herself in her business when she gets to get on video and camera and not have to worry about, oh my God, is anybody judging me? The only person that's going to be judging her is herself. When she's able to connect again with her husband and rehab their marriage and avoid divorce, for the next 20 years, their kids are going to be in a family that is loving and caring. How much is that worth of the next 20 years for her business, her life, her career? So she gets to make 7 figures a month or 7 figures a year. How much is that worth to her for the next 25 years to make 7 figures a month because you co-created that with her? What is that worth to her? That is the lifetime value of your offer. So midwife the offer. And this is how you share it, because it's fully, authentically you. You're not trying to be anybody else. There's full, deep resonance in your client's body when they hear you. They're drawn to it and they wonder, like, why? This is why I've never gotten the results that I want. I've done this with 10 other coaches. This is the first time I think this is going to work this time. That's where that resonance comes from your gifts. So stop trying to sell somebody else's gifts. Stop trying to midwife other people's gifts and rent their wombs. And God made you fertile with gifts. He made you fertile with a high-ticket coaching offer that will bring you before great men who want what you have. Charge the value, finally, for the work that you're doing in the world. You're not doing anybody any favors by playing small and undercharging, smiling politely and undercharging. You're not doing the world any favors. You're not doing yourself favors. Why wouldn't you want to show up and serve at your highest level for the 100 years, 120 years, or 200 years that you're alive? Why would you want to play small and pretend to be somebody else and live an alibi, live a lie, and keep lying to yourself, saying that you're happy with what you have? Yeah, we're grateful and we're content, but you darn well know that God is calling you to a higher level. Everything you've ever wanted is already here in your gifts. It's already here in your prosperous womb. Birth it, midwife and birth it. And then go outside and play and have the time of your life, because we came here to play, to move, to create, to fail, to learn, to grow, to evolve, to experience, to hold space in our nervous system for the joy, for the good, for the bad, for the contractions, for the everything. Expansions. Because when we learn to hold all of that, then we're truly living life. That is true freedom. When you can hold space for everything and let people just be people, God's children, and love them for who they are. You make the world better when you show up as you, and the gifts are what make you you. So download the playbook and create that high-ticket coaching offer. That's my invitation to you today, to be who God says you are, to remember who you are. And let me know how this lands for you.